Hey everyone, welcome to the week 3 overview. And you guys have been doing a great job with your pinch pots. And I'll be getting back to everybody. And I think you should all relax. Everybody's doing a good job. Just make sure you're finishing things and documenting them, and you'll show progress. I mean, the idea through the semester is you're going to show progress. And as you get to know all these skills, you'll get better and better at combining all the skills. So we're starting, as you can see, pinch pots, and now we're going to do slabs, and you'll be slowly building up skills, and the things you make will be more and more complex as we go. So that's that. This week, same as last week and the week before, as far as you have an R&D, and you also have a creative project, which is a really simple one object that you're going to make this week, and then you have your reading and the reading quiz. So let's get to it, and we'll go down through the list as you see it on your computer on the canvas. The first thing is a lecture that I put together really the last few days on slab trays, and basically it's examples of the slab tray assignment you're going to make this week. And it shows the inspiration from Mino, Japan, and also contemporary influences. But a lot of times people say, well, okay, I get it if you see it in writing or something, but say, well, show me some examples of what you think might, at least ballpark. So this shows you a bunch of examples of slab trays, and I'll show you one here in just a few minutes. All right, so look through that. The next is to do the R&D, and that's continuing the idea of what the heck is a slab tray and how do I want to make it. You're going to look for examples yourself. You're going to do a drawing. And you're also going to do a video share. And video shares are really important because I'm showing you demos, Carl's going to be showing you demos on how we do things, but it's good to also be looking and seeing how a bunch of other people do simple processes, because you might look and say, well, I like the way that person did it much more than Mark, or Carl did it better than Mark, or Mark did it in an interesting way, whatever. But search broadly and look broadly so that you are able to take in a bunch of different techniques. Okay, so that's your R&D, and you're going to try to post that, get that done, and post it by Thursday night so we can all have a look and we can all benefit from it. Okay, there's a bunch of demos this week. There's a demo that is called States of Clay that Carl and I put together, also in that same grouping as clay preparation or wedging, and also rehydrating clay. So up until this point, you probably have just been taking things straight out of your bag and using them. But this shows you, talks a little bit about what clay is and how it changes as it goes from the bag and wet to, really dry, but then back to wet again, and how it gets fired. So we quickly explain that. Mostly Carl does. And he also shows about how to wedge clay, if you're putting together clay that is not the same consistency. Also how to rehydrate clay. You probably at this point have some bits and pieces of clay and you're like, well, what do I do with this? You put it all in a bag, and Carl is going to show you how you can reconstitute your clay. So don't throw it out. Keep it, and you can use it again and again. Clay doesn't wear out. You just have to, recondition it. All right, the next demo, Mark makes a slab cylinder, and it's a real simple way of making a round shape. The one I make is actually a little taller than anything you're going to make this week, but you get the idea, and you might want to make a round cylinder based on a big pipe or something. Just don't make it as tall as I made it in the video. The other one, the thing I think is really appropriate, is another demo. It's called Mark Makes a Slab Tray, and that goes over making a simple slab tray about the size of your assignment. And this one happens to be oval, but yours could be square, yours could be rectangular, but it goes through all the processes, and most importantly how to make sure things are scored and put together. I also show you how to make handles if you want to make handles for it, how to kind of go through and make little feet for it to lift it up. Anyways, there's a lot of different tips, but you should look through it, and then you're going to decide what you want to do. You don't have to imitate any of the demos that Carl or I do exactly. They're all meant to be starting points. And, oh, okay, that's one way to do it. And you see in these other demos that you're going to collect and that you're sharing with each other, there's a bunch of ways to do things. Okay, so that is the demo on cylinders, mine, and my demo on slab trays. Then we come to create a slab tray. You are going to create a slab tray. And you will have already seen a bunch of examples, done a drawing, all that kind of stuff. But here is an example. You're going to just come up with a small slab tray similar to this. A friend of mine named Boomer made this. It's beautiful. And it's one single slab that he put on a flat slab. And this is actually rehydrate clay. As you can kind of see, it's a greenish color because it has, like you will see in my lecture, it has a bunch of copper in it. And it's got a kind of a nice interior, right? But it's simple, and you can make these slab trays really simple. It's also got feet, right? And I just want to reiterate that yours for this week, just keep it simple, but it could be square, it could be rectangular, it could be oval, it could be triangular, but a low serving tray, it could have handles or not. So there's a bunch of options. And, I've gotten some emails from people, am I doing it right? Hey, if you're experimenting and if you're trying this out and if you're coming up with something and posting it, you're doing it right. Because, not everybody's going to come up with the same stuff. The idea is that you're challenging yourself. And that you're having some fun doing it. All right? So you're going to make one slab tray, and there's a detailed, list of suggestions about how to go through that, and making a paper model maybe beforehand, doing, using your drawings and all that kind of stuff, and then rolling out a slab and doing it. All right? Okay, after that are some tips on photography. You guys, your photography in general has been pretty good, but there's some tips here about maybe lighting and when you photograph your projects, maybe thinking about lighting and making sure it's not too glaring, and making sure that the background is minimal. So mostly we want to see your artwork. That's all. And the last thing this week is our reading, which is on Raku, which has everything to do. It's a ceramic process and a ceramic firing method. It has everything to do with wabi-sabi, and we'll be studying artists that use that really, particularly, not only around the world and in Asia and Japan, China, but also here in the United States. That's kind of coming attractions. But for this week, you're going to do the reading, complete the studying guide as you do, and ace the quiz. All right, so that is it for week 3. And if you complete all those things, go down to the very end, and it says checklist, and just go through the checklist and make sure you did everything. And as always, don't hesitate to email me. And I've gotten some calls too. That's fine with me. If you want to just talk on the phone, give me a call. All right. I hope you have a good week, and we'll see you down this list. Okay. Bye-bye.